Well, hello everyone. Welcome to our preview of the Browns-Raiders game Sunday at FirstEnergy Stadium. Josh McCown will start this game for the Browns, and Derek Carr will start for the Raiders. And you know what? The Browns had a chance to draft Derek Carr, not once, but twice. I was all for it. I think he's going to be very, very good. And John DeFilippo thinks the same thing.
Yeah, John DeFilippo was saying today that, he was in Oakland at the time of the draft, and they were very surprised that Carr fell to them in the second round. And as you said, you were too. We had talked to Derek yesterday, and he said absolutely. I thought that the Browns might be a team that ended up taking him. As we know, they drafted Johnny Manziel. We'll see how that works out.
Yeah, I mean, because again, so many people in this organization think that Johnny's going to go on to become a great quarterback. So it will be very, very interesting to watch that quarterback class of 2014. But he wasn't the only pick from that class that the Browns are going to have to worry about on Sunday. Khalil Mack, who Joe Thomas compared to the great Lawrence Taylor this week, he's going to cause a little havoc on Sunday.
Very disruptive player. Doesn't have a sack this year yet, but has really disrupted a lot of things. Obviously when a team like the Raiders are usually behind in games, they're coming off a poor season, you don't really get quite as many sack numbers because teams are running on you. This guy can do it all, though. He can rush the passer, he can set the edge no matter where he's playing on defense on either side. To me, he is one of the best young players the game has.
And don't you think that's going to be one of those where the Browns over the years are going to be slapping themselves on the forehead and thinking, boy, what a missed opportunity?
Mary-Kay, I got to tell you, I was for him. I was for drafting him. I wrote that they should have drafted him at number 4. I didn't see him being this good, but yes, I think it's going to be right up there, and I'm going to say it. It's going to be right up there when you think when history's written. Ben Roethlisberger, obviously, the Browns had a chance to draft him. Maybe on the defensive side of the ball, this guy is maybe going to be at that level.
Yeah, and you know what? Boy, you look back to that 2014 draft, and it will be one to watch over the years because, once again, the Browns' 2 first-round picks from that year, Justin Gilbert, Johnny Manziel, still not on the field as starters and still trying to find their way. But there are so many other things to think about when you talk about the Raiders, 2 of which, Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree.
Yeah, we look back last year at Derek Carr. He had an impressive season. Now, his numbers weren't necessarily all that great, but Mary-Kay, they may have had one of the worst receiving corps in the NFL. Not this year. They bring in Amari Cooper. I believe he was the top receiver pick in the draft. Bring over Michael Crabtree, and all of a sudden he's got some, as Jim O'Neill said, some new toys to play with.
Yes, he definitely does. So, they've got weapons on offense. They've got a good defensive front led by Khalil Mack, and therefore it's really no secret that they upset the Ravens last week, 37-33.
Yeah, it's they're an improving team. Now let's see what they can do on the road. They've not been on the road yet, I believe, this year, and they've really, really struggled on the road away from Oakland.
And you know what? I've talked to some defensive guys today, and they plan on trying to do the same thing to Derek Carr that they did to Marcus Mariota. Rattle him, disrupt him, sack him, force him to fumble, and whatever else they can do on the lakefront on Sunday. And we'll have it all right here for you on cleveland.com.